Mbuti are one of the many pygmy groups in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Pygmy group is the members of an ethnic group whose average height is unusually short. Anthropology defines pygmy as a member of any group that adult men are on average less than 150 cm, which is 4 feet 11 inches tall. Mbuti people live in the Ituri rainforest, where is the northeast of Democratic Republic of Congo. Ituri forest has the average temperature of 31 Celsius degree, which is 88 Fahrenheit degree, and the average humidity is about 85%, where is a hot and wet place. The mbuti lived in the forest 6,000 years ago, or maybe even longer. They are one of the earliest local residents. Mbuti group used to have the population of about 150,000 people. However, currently it has only about 40,000 members in the mbuti group. And mbuti people form mobile bands of 10 to 50 people so that making it easy to follow food resources and avoid outsiders. They are hunter-gatherer people. The entire community participates in obtaining food. Only men use bow and arrows. Women and children play a crucial role when net hunting. In the mbuti society, there is no chief or leader between mbuti people. Men and women have equal power. Good consensus is the way they make important determinations. Mbuti are the children of the forest. Mbuti consider the forest as a living entity. They refer to it as the providing mother. Mbuti views the forest as sacred. It is the source of their existence, their god, parent, and sanctuary. Mbuti love their forests. They believe all the goodness comes from their forests, who fills all their needs from food to shelter. In the time of crisis, they will sing songs to the forest, hoping the forest will give them direction or solutions. Mbuti always speak and sing reverently and lightheartedly about the forest and also to the forest. They sing leaf-carrying songs and honeybee songs. The most surprised are the songs without words. Sing to awake the forest and make it happy through the beauty of the sound alone. Dance performance for ritual purpose or just pure enjoyment including elephant hunt and honeybee dance. It shows mbuti people's graceful to the forest.
Bumkiki ba Ndura, children of the forest. This is a common saying of the mbuti people and how they see themselves as related to nature. The characteristics of the environment they live in give them their way to survive. Therefore, they do not want to ruin where they live. This is why they respect and think about their surroundings when choosing how to live and hunt. The two methods they use for hunting are arch hunting and net hunting, which will be used by two different groups, and I will speak further about this later. Characteristics of the environment of the forest that the mbuti people live in are humid, hot, lots of water, and little seasonal change. The environment provides characteristics that the mbuti people need to live off of. The warmth and humidity provide a lush environment of flora and fauna all year long. The little seasonal change means they have to adapt less through the year and through locations. Lots of water means a lot of rain, and rain can be good because it provides a lot of water for the community. And it's also really good for gathering and the plants that flourish from it. However, it can also be bad for hunting because it makes it harder to track game. The mbuti people live off the forest and are able to do this because of the environment they live in. This is why hunting and gathering is their economy. As I mentioned, the mbuti people have the utmost respect for the forest. That is why they want to make sure they are able to live off of it. They live sustainably, only taking from the forest what they need to survive. They make sure to use all the parts of the animals they hunt, and they divide the meat evenly, making sure everyone has enough but isn't over consuming. They consume or use the game that they catch right away so it does not spoil. And the only time they don't use and consume it right away is for economic need, which is trading. The mbuti also move every month or two to make sure not to overconsume vegetation in surrounding areas, and because they have caught a lot of the game and the rest have been scared away. Hunting is a huge part of the mbuti people's life, but it does not cover all of their dietary needs. Since meat is only 30% of their diet, they must gather for fruits and vegetables. Even with hunting and gathering, it's hard for the mbuti to live 100% off of the land, so trading is necessary with them to meet their dietary needs. For years, they traded with the bakbala, and this was until the 1950s. The mbuti once lived 100% off the forest, but as I said, hunting and gathering alone made a hard life, and it also was not very economical for the mbuti. So they started trading with the bakbala primarily until the 1950s. The mbuti trade meat and other forest resources with the bakbala for implements, tobacco, and cultivated food. A pro of trading for the environment is that it allows for the resources to replenish and not deplete in certain areas. The mbuti do not really put a set cost on trading items, so it makes for a complicated system and relationship between them and the bakbala. Sometimes the mbutis spend weeks eating and drinking at the bakbala's expense, but they will not say that they're completely dependent on the bakbala because they still feel they could always go back to living 100% off of the forest. The bakbalas still think it's worth trading with the mbuti because of religious and social status in their own systems and culture. Gathering is done by both net and arch hunting groups. It is also primarily done by the women and children. Women prefer to go out in groups while gathering for social and safety reasons. The men also help out with gathering, and they gather things while they're hunting, and they also do a lot of the gathering that requires climbing trees. In the Turi forest, they are able to gather roots, veggies, fruits, nuts, edible fungi, and honey. Honey gathering is done seasonally. Men and women do it. There are two types of ways to gather the honey. It can be gathered in trees. This type of honey is made by bees that sting, and therefore the men do it for that reason, and they also do it because they're the ones that climb the trees. Women help out with getting honey from the ground. These bees that make that type of honey do not sting, and that's why women and children are able to help. This is a picture of how we normally picture bees making honey in a tree. You cannot tell in this photo, but the bees choose high, tricky locations in the tree to make the honey. That is why pretty much only men are responsible for gathering this type of honey. This is a picture of bees making ground honey. As you can see, it's a lot easier to get to compared to the tree honey. Because of that, and the fact that these bees do not sting is again why women and children focus on gathering this type of honey. The Ituri forest provides an environment that in turn can provide a great culture for the mbuti people. This culture includes a hunting culture. And from that, the mbuti people get ceremonies and many social benefits. For ceremonies, before a hunt, they make a fire and include herbs. This is used to ask the ancestor spirits and the forest for help. They also ask for no rain during their hunt. After the hunting, they have another ceremony around the fire. They sing and dance, showing their thanks to the forest and the spirits for their successful hunt. Everyone in the tribe can help because their hunting is done at a leisurely pace, especially net hunting, which I will be discussing in a moment. People who do not want to hunt or gather can stay behind in the camps. They can protect the camp, help teach and play with the children, or help out with the odd chores around the camp. There is a lot for members to do and to help hold their own weight. So it is said that the only hungry mbuti member is one who doesn't help. There are also social benefits that come from hunting. Since everyone is able to participate in hunting and gathering, people get to spend a lot of time socializing. They also have Bimba. Bimba is a social event for the mbuti net hunters that is held in between casts of net. They use this time to flirt and socialize. They share tobacco, snacks, fruits, and nuts. They also use Bimba to plan their next cast. The mbuti bands that use arch as their hunting technique are located in the northeast Ituri forest. They use hunting dogs to help locate the game. They also use a hunting leader to follow the dogs and to give signals for the rest of the hunters. Only 3 men are needed for the best chances of success. Their ceremonies before hunting are especially important for arch hunters. This is how other members of the band are able to participate. They use the ash from the fire from the ceremony to help hunters with the sight and sense, and there are 2 leaders for their ceremonies. The leaders are used to get the attention of their god, which is the forest, and the leaders are an elder man and a widow. The widow's main responsibility is to ask for no rain. The way the meat is distributed is that the hunters that caught it gut it up right away and distribute it amongst themselves. They then go back to the camp and evenly distribute it amongst the members. Mbuti bands that use net hunting are located in the southwest areas of the Ituri forest. These nets that they use are made from the vines of the forest. This is another way that the Mbuti people use the environment, and the environment creates a hunting culture for them. The nets are about 1,500 meters in perimeter, and a con of using nets is that animals that are too small, like Gambian rats, porcupines, or mongoons, can fit through the netting and escape. Another disadvantage of net hunting is that animals that are too big can break through the netting. Antelope are the best sized animals for net hunting. They are about 2.5 to 25 kilograms, and they yield about 100 kilograms of meat a day for net hunters. Net hunting is very leisurely, so everyone can help. About 7 men are needed for a good day of hunting. This is more than double than arch hunting, which only needs 3 men. The men climb the trees and cast the nets from there. Women and children help by collecting twigs and branches to make the beaters, which they use to chase the game into the nets. Unlike arch hunting, there are no leaders for net hunting. For the distribution of the meat captured, usually whoever owns the net for the meat that was used to capture it is the one in charge of distributing it. Both types of hunting believe in finding a way to evenly and fairly distribute the meat. The hunters included in the net hunt capture usually sit around a fire and discuss how it should be done, and a lot of the carcass meat is given to the traders. And this is a photo of the antelope dukuri that the mbuti people hunted, especially with netting. I've been stating this through the slides, but I just wanted to go over it again. The environment that the mbuti people live in is what created their culture and what created their hunting culture and how they survive. The environment gives them a lot of things like good climate conditions, which creates gathering conditions with a lot of flora and fauna. They're able to use resources off of the land, like branches and twigs to make beaters for hunting, and the vines to make the nets for hunting. They use a lot of resources in their everyday culture, but they also recognize that these resources, if they deplete, they won't be able to live sustainably. And they want to keep living like this, unlike a lot of today's cultures. They really respect the environment they live in, and it's really full circle in terms of the environment gives them a lot, and in return, they give them the environment a lot of respect.
Alright guys, my name's Jason Rivera, and I will be taking you over the social and village life of the Mbuti tribe today. For this slide, I'll just be giving you the general overview of the tribe, and within every slide after this, I'll be breaking it down deeper and deeper. So as you can see, there's a couple points here that I will be explaining to you, just so you get a better understanding of the tribe. So first and foremost, the Mbuti tribe is usually a very peaceful tribe. Once in a while, there are some fights within the tribe, little scuffles here and there, but it's not anything major. This is actually the way the tribe tends to release the tension within the people of the tribe, whether it be a dispute or anything else. For the most part, the tribe uses the forest for everything in order to survive. They also use the forest in any ritual they believe in and any ceremony they take part in. Most of what they do in their daily lives usually revolve around the environment which they are surrounded by. Alright guys, my name's Jason
so we'll be
Rivera,
going a little more in depth
and I
about
will
the
be
forest
taking
and the
you
way
over
the tribe
the
sees and
social
portrays
and
the
village
forest.
life.
A couple
the
points here that are going
mbuti
to get
tribe
deeper,
today.
give you the deeper
For
understanding.
this slide, I'll just be giving
as
you
to what
the
the forest
general
actually means
overview
to
of the
this
tribe, and within
So
every
we'll
slide
start off
after
with the
this, I'll be breaking
mbuti
it down
having a
deeper and
sacred
deeper.
passion for the
So
forest.
as you can see, there's a couple
And I say
points
sacred
here
passion because it
that
goes
I
deeper
will be explaining to
than
you,
just being a
just so you
surrounding
get a better
area. They
understanding
actually
of the
believe the
tribe.
forest is the
So
mother
first and
and father
foremost, the Mbuti
of
tribe
their life and all
is
life
usually a
around
very
them.
peaceful tribe.
The tribe
Once in
actually
a
reaches
while,
out to the forest before
there are
and
some
during
fights within
any
the
type
tribe,
of rituals
little scuffles
are
here and
performed.
there, but it's not anything major.
It was actually realized by Colin
This is actually the way
that the
the
tribe
tribe tends to
adore the
release the
forest
tension
more
within
than
the people of the
anything
tribe,
and
whether
anyone.
it be a
In
dispute or
fact, they
anything
adore it
else.
so much that they sing to her
For the
in order
most
to
part, the
show
tribe
the
uses the
appreciation
forest for
for what she's
everything in order to
provided
survive.
for
They
not
also
only
use
the
the forest
tribe,
in any
but
ritual
the
they believe in and any
sub-bands
ceremony they take
within the
part in.
tribe.
Most
that
of
have
what they do
settled
in their daily
here.
lives usually revolve around the environment.
Alright, so
which
we'll
they
be
are
going
For the
a
next
little
few
more in
slides,
depth
I'll be
about the forest.
telling you
All
and
right,
showing you
guys, my
more
name's
about the
Jason
villages and the
Rivera.
huts in
A
which
couple
the
points
tribe
here
was
that are going to
living.
get deeper.
taking
Once
you
again,
over
they go to
the
the forest to
social
get
and
all the
village
necessary
life
stuff
what the
of
forest
the
in
actually
order
Mbuti
to
means
tribe
form
to
these
this
today.
huts
tribe.
and villages.
For this
For the
slide, I'll
huts,
just be
they use
giving
the
you
phyto
a
plants,
general
sacred
overview
which
of the
passion for the
tribe.
they end up using the
And
trunks
within
or
And I
every
say
slide
whatnot
sacred
after
passion
this, I'll be
because it
breaking
goes
it
that grow up
deeper
to
and
deeper
12
deeper.
feet for the
than just
structures.
being.
So as you can
Next,
see,
they
there's a
use the
couple points here.
They
mongongo
actually believe
plant,
the forest
which
is
is a
the
heart-shaped
mother
leaf,
father and
typically
to
2
you
feet
of their
across,
life
just
and
so
all
and
you
that
use
they
that for
have.
the siding and the thatch
Tribe
of the
first
actually
and
reaches out
foremost,
to the
the
forest.
Mbuti
there are only a
tribe
few
During
essential
any
huts
time.
and
It's usually a very
barrages,
peaceful
which are
tribe.
communal meeting
Once in a
places that
while,
consist of a roof
There
and
are
a
it was
some
single
actually
wall
fights within the
realized by
that are laid
tribe.
Colin
out
Little
Turnbull
amongst the
scuffles here
that
and
the
village.
there.
tribe
But
Every
it's
adored
not
the
hut
anything
forest more
major.
than anything.
represents a
This is
human
actually
female
the way.
vagina and
In
reproductive
fact, they adored it
system,
so much that they sing to
in
her
the
in order to
belief
show
that they
the
have,
appreciation for
which
what
goes
she's provided
anything
for.
to
else.
say
Not
you're
only the
For the
basically
most
tribe,
being
part, the
but
reborn
tribe
every time
uses
you
the forest for
leave the
everything
hut.
within the tribe.
These huts are
They also
usually
use the
near
forest
built
in
by
any
the
ritual they
women of the
believe in and
tribe.
any ceremony
Alright,
they
so
take
we'll be
part in.
going a little more
So
Most
for
of
the
what they
next
do in
few
their daily
slides, I'll
lives
be
usually
now we're
revolves
going to
around
telling you
the
and
three
showing
captures
you
the huts
more
they are
about the
surrounded
villages.
by.
The huts
Points here
actually
that are
take
going
a
to get
place for
deeper.
each
Alright,
individual
guys,
family. Once
my
again,
name is
they go to
Jason
the
Rivera.
forest
As
to
you
get
can
all the
see,
necessary
and I will
stuff
be
in
taking
order
you
to
over
form
these
their
huts.
ultimate
So we'll
tribe.
start off with
For the
mbuti,
huts, they use the
having the
phyto
mbuti tribe
plants,
today.
which they
For
end up
this
using.
slide,
The
I'll
hut
just
is
be
where the
giving
family
you
lives,
deeper
where
general
they grow up to
overview
12
of the
feet for the
tribe.
structures.
And within
Next,
every
they use
slide
the
after this, I'll be
mongongo
breaking it
plant,
down
which is a
deeper.
heart-shaped leaf,
Their
typically
life.
which husband
There
sits
are
by the
points
fire
here.
and use that for the
The tribe
siding and
actually
the
reaches out
thatch
to the
in the
forest
wife's
before
absence.
and during
There are only a
any
few
type of
essential
ritual
huts
they
and
take part in.
barazas,
So
which
first
is
and
there is no
foremost,
meeting places
the
that
Mbuti
consist
tribe
of a
actually
roof
realized
because
by
all the
Colin
huts
Turnbull
that are laid
tribe.
out
It's
are
a
amongst
tribe
place.
adore the
And they
forest.
every
there are
more
some
hut
than
fights within the
is
tribe.
represents
Their
a
families
human
here
female
and
In
there.
fact, they
vagina and
adore it so
welcome
much that
visitors
they
to
sing
the
to her
way
in order to
outside
show
in the
this is
belief
actually
that
a
they
way
have
what she's
the
provided
tribe, which
to
goes
release the tension
to
of
say
the
you're
tribe,
basically being
into
reborn
whether
every
it's
time you
dispute within the
leave the
tribe
hut.
that have settled
These huts
there. For
are
the most
usually
part, the tribe
built
uses
by
the
the
forest
women
for
of the
everything
Alright,
in
so
tribe.
order
we'll
to
be going a
survive.
So
little
now we're
more
going to go
in
They
into
depth
deeper.
also use
For
the
the
forest
next
in
few
every
slides,
ritual
I'll
they
be
take part
the
in.
huts are
And
showing
within
you
that,
more
most of
about the
what they do in their
villages and
daily
a better
lives is
description of
revolve
the
around
tribe
the
family.
family,
Once
which
again,
they
they
are
go to the
on
forest
the
to
left
get
hand
all the
side, we have
necessary
two
stuff
of the
guys,
huts
in order
my
to
name
form
is
these
Jason
huts and
Rivera.
villages.
As you can tell,
For
there's
the
only
huts,
one
they
lane
use
and
the
a
hut is
phyto
where the
plant,
family lives. They're
which
more of a
is a
stand of
tradition
years
that
and
goes
trunks and
deeper
whatnot over
into
fire
the
and
tribe.
that grow up to 12 feet for the
For this slide, I'll
structures.
just be
Next, they
giving
use the
you
mongongo
the
plant, which is a heart-shaped leaf, on the left-hand side, and use that for the siding and the thatch.
as you can see,
There's only a few essential huts and Parazes, which are communal meeting places. The right picture is a better that are laid out amongst the forest. They're closer up to one of the huts.
Usually
It represents being the site of the belief that they have, which goes
not only the
Trump to
tribe,
say
this
for
is
more
actually
of a being
something
reborn
tried
in
to
dreams to hold up the
structure
structure
of the actual of the
These
tribe.
huts are usually
Now we're going to go into
let's
let's
look
look
at
at
the
the
structures
tribe.
the huts
For the
are
most part,
so for the next few slides I'll be a better description and showing more about the villages and the huts. On the left hand side we have two once again as you can tell there's only one way in. The hut is where the family lives. Well, the hut bears phytoplankton. They end up using it when children play near the one way in. There are also 12 types of structures. Next, they use the ceremony where the heart visitors do not usually enter the hatchery because there are only a few essential pictures better closer up to the huts that are laid out when I talk about every hut in Mongongo represents being united usually we appreciate in the belief that they have. In this slide I'll be showing you guys a picture of basically being so now let's take closer look at
This
this
picture
picture,
actually
it's
is
usually
right.
shows
It's
a
literally
women of
confusing.
a better description of what I'm saying. So for the next few slides, I'll be telling you
For the most part,
more about the village, the tree bark that they use. As you can tell, there's only one way in. The hut is where the family lives. Fish, air to form
What you have daily wear and ceremonial wear.
If you look at the children, they end up using on the left, girls 12 tend to go with the word. Next, they use the Mongogo. Visitors do not usually enter the village because it's a new sack for the site. Make sure this slide out to better there are only a few essential huts and boats which are communal visitors that we're talking about being exciting. Every hut, quote unquote, represents the human. In this slide, I'll be showing you guys a picture of the belief that they have. In this picture, this is actually a trademark that so for the next few slides, I'll be showing more about the hut is what's there for the most part. On the left hand side, we're using the girls with 12 feet. Visitors do not next to the Mongogo. The right picture is a better picture of the sighting. It's closer up to one of the huts. You can see there are only a few essential huts on top. This slide are communal. In this slide, I'll be showing you guys a picture of every hut represents in this picture the Christian ceremony with marriages and its correspondence. And the lesson that they have it shows you the closer the trademark that they see. On the left hand side, so for the next few slides, I'm telling you guys more about so basically, once again, the tend to go on the left hand side, look at the visitors do not usually enter the 12 point right next to is the Mongogo. Next, this slide I'll be showing you guys a picture of for the next few slides, I'm telling you Visitors join the wearing ceremonial wear rights of the person. This slide I'll be showing you a picture of pregnancy, next is again we go
Maternity for the mbuti has been a slow process, yet to this day has not completely taken over their lives. The process has taken hundreds of years, most of which the mbuti have managed to maintain their traditional nomadic hunter-gatherer way of life. The road to modernity began with migration, which turned into colonization and settlements. From there, guerrilla warfare, and on into slavery. The mbuti live what people today would consider simple lives. They utilize their environment to its fullest and are careful not to overconsume. This is a foreign idea to many people today. However, for the mbuti, it is their chosen life, a real life. It is not easy to maintain their way of life in this modern world. There have been many factors that encroach on their traditions and try to impose a new way, or a modern way of life, an outsider's view of acceptable living. Modernity for the originally migration is the first major factor to get this days has not completely taken over their lives. Though it began over 2,000 years ago, has taken hundreds of years. It only really began to impact which the mbuti have managed to maintain their traditional nomadic hunter-gatherer way of life. Farmers began to move into the modernity began with migrations, which turned into colonization and settlements, inhabited by their guerrilla warfare and on into this affected their hunting ground, which restricted their ability to hunt. The mbuti live what people today would consider sedentary areas, either due to being scared off or from being careful not to inhabit. This is a foreign idea. The mbuti were able to keep the farmers and fishers mostly at bay. The mbuti, it is their chosen life. Farmers mostly settled on the outskirts of the forest. It is not easy to maintain their way of life in this modern world. The mbuti. There have been many factors that encroach on their traditions and try to impose a new way, or a modern way of life. Villagers depended on the mbuti initially to provide building supplies, clothing, and of course bushmeat. Modernity for the mbuti has been a slow process. Mbuti seem more concerned with their quality of life as opposed to the accumulation of material items. The process has taken hundreds of years, most of which the mbuti have managed to maintain the integrity of the forest life, even without a major political or the road to modernity began with migration, which turned into colonization. In the face of extreme change and adaptation, from there, guerrilla warfare their original on into slavery. Their belief that the forest will provide, the mbuti live what people today would consider simple lives. They utilize their environment to its fullest. This gives way and are careful to Belgian colonization. This is a foreign idea to many people today, in which Belgians strive for mbuti to become political and economically in sync with their views and beliefs. It is not easy to maintain their way of life mbuti to convert to a neolithic lifestyle. Many factors that are offering on basic education and try to impose tools or modern and other incentives and outsiders' views, such as free food, clothing, housing, and other materialistic benefits has been a slow process, yet to this day has not completely downfalls, however, included the fact that the mbuti has taken hundreds of years of life, most did not coincide with the managed to maintain their traditional nomadic hunter-gatherer way of life. The Belgian attempts at modernizing modernity began with migration, the fact that the mbuti which turned into colonization as abundantly available from there, guerrilla warfare, and saw no need to slavery to plant and wait for it to grow. The mbuti live what people today would consider simple lives. They utilize their environment. Originally, migration was the first major factor to threaten. There's an mbuti proverb: if it is not here and not 2,000 years ago, however, it is of no only really began their chosen life. This allows us insight 3 to 500 years into the minds. It is not easy to maintain their way of life. Farmers began to move into the seek what is available in many factors that approached previously and tried to impose inhabited by the modern way of life. An outsider there's an mbuti. These photos offer what is not here and not now into modernity and colonized secondary areas in Congo. This allows us getting scared off, especially for the minds of the Mbuti tribe. The process has taken these photos available. He jumps farmers and women mostly into an uncolonized farmers mostly settled on the outskirts of Stanley. The roads to Mbuti proverbs originally an expedition and not now seeking. These photos offer their glimpse. This allows us into an uncolonized villagers dependent on the Mbuti. The Mbutis provide building especially what is available here in Stanley. Utilize their environment so named Mbuti often photos offer. Mbuti seem more concerned with their quality of life and uncolonized population of material not here and not now, especially for it is of no significance. They maintain the integrity of the life. It is not easy photos to jump the line and glimpse. In here in many colonized what is available in ways of extreme change and adaptation, especially for the originally viewed as revolutionary acts to their belief that these photos offer initially not here and not to begin with colonized. It is of no significance. This is jump is allowing some colonization here in the process so named for Henry Mbuti photos offer available strive originally in expedition and asking. However, those that road to majority began to trade forward and often it is not here and not there. These photos often are glimpses and they are allowed to uncolonized. So named eventually while it was events were symbolized, especially for originally what is available. A new movement began called the Simba Rebellion. These photos offer for which glimpse were not into an uncolonized jump not here and not now, torture and other acts of violence. It is not easy to reach these photos modernizing the Mbuti originally. There's little evidence that the Mbuti directly participated what is available to them as ever. And saw no need, however, to protect and provide for the displaced villagers and wait for it to grow. Jump photos offer Mbuti proverb glimpse. If you're not Stanley on and not colonized, Henry actor to threaten the Mbuti. This originally expeditioner began to exploit these photos offer what is available around here into an uncolonized. Mbuti often act on sides that farmers began to move in special standards of Mbuti so named there nor did they and these photos offer one of the most originally an expeditioner. Often they would allow to illustrate into the mind of the surroundings and they seek what is available in ways to their and in these photos offer and used as revolutionary acts so named Mbuti were able to Mbuti initially it is not originally and not began with it is not usually settled to exploit these photos offer a glimpse of the mind into uncolonized Mbuti managed to seek what is available fairly well here in Stanley and villagers depended on the however those that these photos offer originally a practitioner is not here and not to now. Constantly fighting more concerned with their quality process and it allows time to eventually the while these photos offer here in what is available or an action time originally and not petitioner from there President Mbuti not here and not now glimpse other activities later will be enforced to allow jumping to utilize the mind where there's little evidence of these directly Henry Morton what is available to the Belgian often however an explanation however in uncolonized strive they were often here however not photos, however, there have been many photos offered using dead limbs so named to enslaved colonizers. These photos originally available to visitors in that moment seeking search to preserve and document. These photos offer other limbs as booty into enslaved colonizers and not found now. It is a very significant special location to allow him to understand life and science. These photos indicate expeditioners and seek what is available in colonizers about modern times and viewed as revolutionary acts abundantly available. Jump the mbuti initially saw no photos offered standing with limbs donated or captured colonizers similarly originally it resulted in specially produced in addition, booty and available. These photos offer limbs however those uncolonized originally began with. They are not easy covered, but however they not here there have been many propagated times originally offer disallowed limbs as eventually there's uncolonized so they enslaved and its surroundings. They seek what is available in portions of the jumping and fishing which these photos offer limbs and booty made uncolonized here originally especially booty were able to keep alive ended up these photos offer however limbs settled within the outline to jump available in time however there it was later so they enslaved these photos offer and forced them down in addition used vegetables and mines and jumping more they seek what is available so their limbs originally however the booty nor they're not here and not these photos offer often they would live in the however in Stanleyville their forces were taken away to them in the whole process originally it was viewed as revolutionary act limbs enslaved and not here and not especially during the eventually all of the originally at this time in our new movement began called the symbolic however encountering problems here and notwithstanding others this allows so they originally there's one of the most famous forced them to take these photos offer migration and their booties were getting trade like a mbuti or not originally however these photos offer problems in addition even though they had inhabited the status, however, farmers mostly settled on the outskirts of the
So they're
outskirts.
also divided into
Originally, it is not here.
and one of the most famous
Offer
captives
so they
was from
money.
Chile.
This allows them to
There they became
villagers
the
supporting
and were also divided into clothing, and then they are even considered exhibits. However, they make the name represents and those trade with traders that the Mbuti tribe have no need to work. In addition, they earned annual wages and had to change mainly in trade. They were lastly probably eventually egalitarian acquiring the basic protocol the events included propagated by technology. However, the organized infrastructure was very low, irregular, sedentary farming was an important idea and displaced and offered exotic animals and named simultaneously. In which donkeys, snake drive, and however, one of the most famous narratives of is George's play, Melchior, on the postcard these photos offer national trade carriers named Monaco, later other cities that you had known. However, these photos often in addition, some felt Mbuti annoyed was the fact they were often ignored or treated in their egalitarian way. However, some others were in Benmore, there demanded majority all food as abundant rather government ended up visiting by exotic one of the most famous additionally, even though they inhabit the area, they're also eventually small movement in addition, hope is however there are many alternatives method with different appearance, edible forest, but also some breeding, however, there's little evidence concerning what is available did, however, not simultaneous one of the most